Hi there, Champion Trader Kevin Davey here, and I'm going to talk about what I'm algo trading for April 2023. So let's get started. The most frequently asked questions I get are, what do your algos look like and what are you trading right now? So I thought I'd share some of that with you. Here's my portfolio for the month of April. Now, all these strategies are all automated. There's no discretion involved, and all of them were developed with my strategy factory process, which is a trademark process. I'm the only one who teaches this. And I pick certain ones for my portfolio from a group of about 175 strategies. I have a lot more strategies that I don't trade for a particular reason, but every month I look at all of them and say, oh, hey, which one should I trade the next month? And that's how I pick the ones I trade. So for this month, I'm trading 6 in the grains, 6 in the currencies, 3 in the energies, 4 in interest rates, 4 metals, 5 softs, and 3 stock indices. So a total of 31 strategies. And I do that intentionally to kind of balance my risk between sectors. I don't want to be trading all energies or all metals. What happens is you would give up some upside. Let's say the energies takes off this month and you've only got a couple strategies. Well, hey, you're not going to do as good as if you were in all energies. But the problem is you don't know which ones are going to do good, right? You don't know which sector is going to be good the next month. So this way, I'm diversified and I should be covered no matter what happens. So it limits my risk, but it also does limit the upside. So I'm not going to get 1,000% return in a month because I'm going to be diversified. But that's okay. Breaking it down further, if I look at just the ags, I'm trading 2 Kansas City hard red winter wheat, 2 soybeans, and 2 live cattle. In the currencies, I'm trading a British pound, a couple Bitcoin. I put them in the currencies. $2 index, which is on the ICE exchange, and 1 Japanese yen. And then energies, I'm doing a heating oil, an unleaded gas, and a natural gas. And then finally, over in the interest rates, I'm doing a couple 30-year bonds, 1 5-year note, and 1 2-year note. In the metals, I'm trading 2 gold, 2 silver. And in the softs, I'm trading 3 coffee strategies and 2 cocoa strategies. And in the stock indices, I'm trading 2 mini S&P and 1 mini NASDAQ. Now, some of you might wonder, well, hey, how do you trade multiple strategies for the same instrument in the same account? There's ways to do this, and in TradeStation 10, they make it a lot easier where the strategies don't interfere. Earlier versions of TradeStation, sometimes the strategies would interfere with each other, but now it seems to work pretty good. So this isn't really that difficult to do. And it's a good way to get some diversification within the sector itself because, for example, with my coffee strategies, maybe one will be long, one will be short, and the other will be flat at one time. Or maybe 2 will be long and 1 will be short. So you get a mix of those, but over time, they kind of balance each other out because they're uncorrelated. So that's kind of neat. Here's a few equity curves just to you can see what I'm actually trading and what the equity curves look like, because people always say, hey, what's your equity curve look like? Now, again, all these are based on my strategy factory process, and I'm showing results without any position sizing. So it just trades one contract the whole time. Now, reality is you probably wouldn't do that, but that's a neat way to see how the strategy performs, because if it's a straight line, that means 10 years ago it was performing about the same as it is now, since you're only trading one contract. Of course, with all these equity curves, treat them as hypothetical. Okay, that's important. I include slippage and commission. I always include that. That's a real cost. That's something you should do. and I'm going to show you the in-sample performance and the out-of-sample performance. The in-sample is what I call walk-forward testing, and it's considered out-of-sample. So it gets a little confusing there. It's in-sample because it was during development, but it's an out-of-sample test. And if you don't really understand that, I have some info at my website where you can read up on that. And then the light blue area in the curves I'm going to show is live results. So that's real time. So I stop development of the system and then just let it run live. And so that's all the blue area. The blue area, I'll tell you later, is the most important area. So here's one. This is soybeans. And you can see the white was when I developed the strategy. So when it goes from white to blue, that's when development stopped. And it was a pretty nice looking equity curve. And then for a number of years, it really didn't do anything. It didn't necessarily break where it just fell apart, but it was just kind of break even to losing money. So nothing I'd trade. But then it started to do good towards the end of the curve. And that's when, having it in my bullpen of strategies, it eventually rose to the top and said, hey, I'm doing pretty good now again. Why don't you trade me? And so that's what I'm doing there. And you can see it's a big period of real-time results. And to me, that makes a huge difference because it shows that the strategy after you developed it is still working. Here's one for the dollar index. The interesting thing here, you have a big blue area. So it's been a lot of years. I think it's been like 6 or 7 years that this strategy has still been making new highs. The downside to it, it doesn't take too many trades. And so some people would just dismiss this and say, oh man, you don't got enough trades. This is no good. I get that, but remember, all the blue areas after I developed the system. So there's no cheating here. There's no wondering, oh, hey, I should have optimized here, or this is curve fit. This is real-time results. So that, to me, overrules the lack of trades. And then finally, here's one with not Kansas City. I see KC, I think Kansas City. It's coffee. And for this one, it hasn't been live trading as long, so it's a smaller blue area. But it's been doing pretty good right until recently where it had a big drawdown. And it looks like it's been recovering from that. So these are ones I'm trading right now. You can notice all of them have flat periods. They have drawdowns. They're realistic. They're not perfect looking equity curves. And some are always in the market. Some just hit and run. They're in for a little bit and then they're out. But the strategies are far from perfect because I know I always get comments on, hey, your equity curves don't look so good. I'm like, yeah, but they're real. Again, that blue period, I love having that blue period because it shows the strategy has been performing well in real time. And the more years of that I have, the better I feel about the performance. Like I said, a lot of people say, hey, I could do better with the back test. Sure, I agree. That's not the point. That's not the goal. You got to remember that. Building a back test is just one part of it. Yes, you want the back test to look decent, but a lot of times people will make it look better and better, and that actually hurts them. They curve fit it. The risk-adjusted performance in real time, that blue area, that's what really matters. So you might wonder, hey, does this work for others? In a word, yes. Here's some students of mine who've created some strategies and just a couple examples. This process works for me, it works for others. And my students actually have a club that I moderate where people can share strategies. It's really cool. And we've created, now I didn't update that number, over 550 strategies that have worked for at least 6 months in real time. If you were to join my course, you could share in some of these strategies once you submitted a winning strategy of your own. So it's kind of cool. You can read more about it by going to my website, kjtradingsystems.com, and clicking on workshop. So with that, I'll let you go. Thanks for watching. If you have comments, questions, concerns, please leave them. Please subscribe. Hit that like button. I'll keep making more. Thanks. Have a great day.